Hey, welcome to another episode of Music Tips and Reviews with JG. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Almost forgot what I was about to say. But thank you for tuning in to another episode of Music Tips and Reviews with JG. Appreciate y'all for watching. Cardi B, she haven't dropped the album since Invasion of Privacy. I believe it was in 2016 or so. And so, she had us waiting. And I must say, this was worth the wait. She been through a lot, been through a marriage, had children. Since the first album, 2016, Invasion of Privacy was a great album, won a Grammy. And so she came out with this, it's selling. AmITheDrama album came out. Interesting because at first I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest. I thought it was gonna be a lot of songs like WAP. I ain't gonna lie. And so I was kind of hesitant about listening to this album. And I must say I'm very impressed with this album. Very impressed. It kind of took me back to the 2000s, early 2000s, where it was, albums was very, very cohesive. It's a storyline, and I think she took us back. She really snapped on this one. As far as lyrics, either if she had somebody write for her or not, still was dope. Lines was dope, lyrics was dope, and even if she had a writer, you can tell they really conversated about these lyrics. A lot of great punchlines, a lot of great rap on this album. As far as her lyrics, she really snapped on this one. Very, very impressed on this album. Cardi B, AmITheDrama. First off, let's talk about the album cover. Great album cover, very dramatic. It really goes well with the album. Sort of dark, but very interesting at the same time. Summer Walker did a great job on this album, on her featured songs on this album. A song called Dead, first song, was very interesting, very dark, but at the same time, Cardi B just really delivered, releasing a lot of things that she's been going through, frustrations, and I'm glad that she really expressed it. She released a lot of things on the album, and I think that's where it should go. I think we should go back, instead of these artists displaying their hatred and frustration on Twitter and on Instagram and all that stuff. They should put it on wax, put it on record. And that's what I believe Cardi has done, really delivered and really expressed the things she's been going through, in these past few years, whether it be the industry, whether it be relationships, her marriage with Offset. She really expressed it on this album. Hello reminds me of that Young Jeezy feel. Magnet, love the beat, love her flow on that one. Pick It Up, sort of a commercial song on this album. Imaginary Players, which kind of had like the Jay-Z sample on here. Imaginary Players, I love her flow. Reminds me of the old Foxy Brown, Jay-Z, Jay-Z era. Love her flow on this one. Really snapped on that one as well. As far as the punchlines and stuff like that. Bodega Baddie kind of went to her roots, who she is, as far as her nationality, with kind of like that dubstep feel to it. Love that vibe. Salute won't bad. That's kind of the lesser songs I would go to on this album. Safe. I like the song Safe. I feel like it's not as good as Rain. They collabed on that song Rain, but I like Safe. I love the topic. I love that she's talking about the man, the man that they look for, they go with. They want to feel safe, feel protected. So I like the feel of that album. So yeah, I like that song. Man of Your Word. I think on this part of the album, she really dove into the relationship she had with Offset, a man of your word. She talks about how she had children by this guy. I think she's talking about Offset. It's obvious. How she had a baby by him, and he did these things to her. Cheated on her with multiple women and things of that nature. We all know, what happened between them two in their marriage. What's going on with Lizzo? Another song I feel she's talking about, the things that happened between her and Offset. Lizzo did an amazing job on the hook. Lizzo does her thing as always. Shower Tears. I was so impressed by Summer Walk on the hook. She's a great singer, but I think she showed a different side of her vocals, more popish feel, I feel, as far as the hook. Outside, decent song. So Outside and Salute, they was my least favorite on the album. Pretty and Petty had that hyphy West Coast feel to me. Better Than You was dope. I feel like Cash Cobain could have been in between verses, kind of more of a collaborative sound to that. It wasn't bad. On My Back, very seductive song with Lourdes. I hope I pronounced her name. I don't know that much about her, but I love the collaboration on that one. Very seductive song, I must say. Very seductive. Airtime was dope. Love the drums on that one. Airtime, she was talking her stuff on that one. Check Please. And, a lot of songs she's like really checking other females. Saying she the one. Principle. I'm not sure if I like this one as far as the way they incorporated Janet Jackson sample on this one. Just not it. I wasn't into that one. Oh yeah, and then on my back, that was sampling Janet Jackson as well. Funny How Time Flies sample on that one, I believe. I think this one, this one with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis sample. Yep. Trophies was dope. Like that song. Reminds me of that David Banner vibe, that Midwest vibe. Nice Guy was dope. I saw a different side of Tyler on that song. Dope song. Nice Guy, decent. I love the beat as well. I think London on the Track was on that song. That was dope. Killing You. Love that song as well. Of course, Up, that been out for a while, and WAP, you know how that song, went. And I thought, I honestly thought the whole album would probably be like those songs. And, I underestimated this album before I heard it. And I'm glad I listened to it. Part of the album, I feel like she went back to her Invasion of Privacy sound as far as her lyrics and her cadence on the songs. I feel like I feel like this album was worth the wait. I think it was worth the wait. I think she did an amazing job on this album. It's already selling platinum. As far as this album sales, it's off the roof. And I love that she's putting her frustrations, she's putting the things that she's been through on music. I think that's where we need to get back to, instead of just, these artists going on social media expressing how they feel. Put it on the record. Sell records with it. And I love it. And of course this thing going on between her and Nicki Minaj is really fueling the sales as well. And Cardi B is the one right now. And I love that she's really you know, she don't care how people feel about her music. She just do what she feel. You know, you can see her personality exudes through the songs as well. And so, yeah, I love this album. Of course, I'm gonna give it a review, a rating, I should say. I give it a 9 out of 10. I think it was dope. I think the album was dope. I usually don't do 9 out of 10s. It's rare, but you know, this album is a 9 out of 10. And so, yeah, let me know what y'all think about this album, Cardi B, AmITheDrama. Let me know how y'all feel. Let me know your favorite song in the comments. Let me know your favorite songs. You know, I just heard the album one time and I thought it was dope. So, you know, let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think. Leave a comment. Let me know your favorite song. Like I said, please subscribe to my channel so you be updated on all my latest content. Also, if you want to support this channel, my Cash App is scrolling on the bottom of the screen. $JGillsVA. And you know, until next time. All right. Peace.